Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me again. It's Dr. Jennifer Mukija here, and welcome to another episode of Kitchen Time. Today, I'd love to talk to you about a really special herb, and that is fenugreek. Now, we know it in Western culture as fenugreek, but it's also called Methi, which is the Hindi word for it, Methi. This is what it looks like. So I've got a lovely big packet here of Methi. And this is a very fascinating herb. It actually has the power to increase estrogen in women and increase testosterone in men. It's really fascinating, and it has some wonderful benefits. Now, I love to take Methi as a tea. All right, so a really easy way to take it is to just use one of these little strainers. So take your cup, take some Methi, pop your strainer into the cup, pop your Methi in, and hot water into the cup, and then let it just sit there for 2 to 3 minutes. It doesn't take very long. The advantage of doing it this way, I've found these really fine strainers, I think this one's from T2, to be very good. You do need to have a very fine strainer. Some of the ones that you get that are a ball shape with a clasp, a lot of the time those don't seal very well and the herbs will leak out. So I've found this a very simple but effective way for making really simple herbal teas. The reason I like to take Methi as a tea is that I do exercise a lot of caution when it comes to herbal supplements or tablets, things like that, because a lot of the time these are not very pure or they're actually too potent, and all herbs can have side effects. So in the case of Methi, it has a lot of wonderful advantages, but it can have side effects including nausea, upset digestion, and even reduced appetite. Now, by taking just small amounts on a relatively frequent basis, doesn't need to be a daily basis, or even including Methi in your cooking, when you're making a curry, for example, this just helps to create a beautiful milieu where your body can actually have those supportive ingredients without necessarily being faced with some of the consequences that you have from going and taking fenugreek tablets or fenugreek powder, or really just taking too high a potency. That's why I like to take the approach of drinking herbal teas, just to do things in a gentle fashion where you can gently support your body over time to improve your health. So some of the benefits of Methi, especially for women. So I mentioned that in men it does actually increase testosterone, which is wonderful, especially as men age. But for women, for young women, when you are coming to that time of the month, it can actually help to induce your cycle. In a gentle way, it can help to relieve pain, and this has all been scientifically studied. So it can help to just relieve pain and cramps associated with your monthly cycle. And in women who are breastfeeding, it can actually also increase the amount of milk production. So wonderful and amazing effects. It also has beautiful effects on the skin, and can also assist women who are going through menopause. So all stages of life for both men and women it's an amazing herb to take. And I would caution though that if you are pregnant, that you do probably steer away from it, okay? Because there have been some studies which show that there have been some concerns, not really when taken just in a dietary fashion, as I'm suggesting, but more when people are taking higher doses and tablets, higher, more potent supplements. But I still would exercise caution, and I would probably recommend to stay away from it if you're pregnant. And it's important to speak with your doctor, especially if you're on other medications. So a really important one would be warfarin. It can affect your INR, so it can definitely affect your warfarin dosing, and it can cause, it can increase your risk of bleeding. Also, there are some asthmatic medications that it can affect, as well as medications that people may be on for depression. Some SSRIs, for example, can be affected. A lot of these may not be impacted by just a really simple tea that I've just shown you how to make. But I would still exercise a high degree of caution, and if you are on medications, I would speak with your doctor first before taking this tea. But in general, for general health and well-being, this is a wonderful way just to support your body, on a couple of times a week, or even once a week, just having a tea or popping a few of the beautifully fragrant Methi leaves into what you're making. And if you're interested in recipes or more ways to use Methi, let me know, because I'd love to share this with you. There's so many wonderful ways that we can actually support our body and our health that many of us, especially in Western culture, are not aware of. So I hope that this has helped you today and that you have a beautiful day.